Hey everybody, Tony here from tonyshealthtips.org, and I'm in aisle 2 of the grocery store, the condiments section, and I want to show you some tips on how to read labels while searching for condiments. So you can see here we've got a whole selection of Kraft barbecue sauces. So first, if you read Tony's Health Tips, you know that Kraft is owned by Philip Morris, which is a tobacco company which has lied in court about the health of their product. So you should be a little skeptical to begin with, but let's go ahead and look at their ingredients here. The very first ingredient listed is high fructose corn syrup, and those who follow the blog know that that's public enemy number one. That is the worst food ingredient, in my opinion, that's out there. It's the very first ingredient. Even on the honey barbecue sauce, there's more high fructose corn syrup in it than honey. Even on the maple sugar barbecue sauce, there's more high fructose corn syrup in it than maple sugar. So let's go ahead and move along now to our Heinz tomato paste. This is sort of a standard bottle of ketchup, and what are you going to see here? That's right, high fructose corn syrup once again. Okay, so we've got Heinz reduced sugar. That sounds good. There's still high fructose corn syrup in there as well. That one actually has Splenda in it. It says sucralose on the label, but it's Splenda. And Google that one. Google Splenda if you want to read a little bit about that one. No salt on this label. Once again, high fructose corn syrup in there. So we've got all these things that sound like healthy messages. You know, reduced fat, no salt, low sugar, etc. But they still have that incredibly dangerous and addictive product called high fructose corn syrup inside of them. So some of our more organic options, this label is here actually. We're getting a little bit better here, okay? We've got naturally milled sugar. Again, slightly better than the high fructose corn syrup, but the question you need to ask yourself is, do you actually need or do you actually want a sweetener in your ketchup to begin with? So when reading labels, I want to give you a couple tips of things to look for. Look for verbs. Look for words that end in ed. Hydrogenated would be an example of that. Another example of a verb would be homogenized, evaporated. Okay, if it has an ed at the end of it, that means someone has done something to that ingredient and taken it from its natural state. So look for the words that end in ed, and that can be a good hint for you. Also, if you can't pronounce the ingredients, okay, it's probably a chemical. It's probably something natural. We can all pronounce banana and avocado and things like that, but for some of the more chemical sounding words, they're going to be a little bit tougher to pronounce. If you've never heard of it, it may be something that you want to consider not putting in your body. Don't be so scared of the fat and the calories, okay? Our bodies are designed to burn excess fat and excess calories, and in fact we need fat and we need calories to survive. Without them we would die. It's things like high fructose corn syrup and partially hydrogenated oils that our body doesn't know what to do with them. You can't do a certain number of sit-ups or run a certain number of miles in order to burn off high fructose corn syrup. It goes in, it does damage, it affects our brain. There's definitely clinical studies out there that have looked at the connection between high fructose corn syrup and addiction. So no amount of sit-ups are going to take away that addictive effect that it's having on our brain. So look for chemicals. Don't focus so much on the math that you see on labels, and you'll be off to a good start. Be careful with condiments, folks. Look for that high fructose corn syrup in our condiments. Take care.